always planned for children, and now we have this house, we can have them.
We can't even afford this house. I've been working 80-hour weeks for the last 5 years. How am I going to renovate this house and afford a child anytime soon?
I'll look after our child, and we have my maternity pay. Just get on with it.
I'm not happy christening my own child when I'm not religious.
We won't christen them then. They can make up their own minds when they're older, but they'll never get the chance if we wait forever for you to be ready.
Dear Sir, I'm applying to court for intervention in my family situation. Since the recent breakdown of our marriage, my wife is completely preventing me from seeing our daughter Alice. 5 weeks ago, my wife locked me out of our house and will not respond to any communication and will not let me in to visit Alice. It is clear that my wife believes she's entitled to be the sole carer for our daughter. I appeal to the court as a father who shares legal parental responsibility, and I believe that both parents should have an equal authority over their child.
Mr. Mackenzie, you can come through to the courtroom now.
Mr. Mackenzie, you're the applicant. Do you have legal representation?
No, Your Honour, I'm representing myself.
And Mrs. Mackenzie?
Your Honour, I haven't been able to organise my legal aid, and I'd like an adjournment until I can.
I see. Well, the applicant still has the right to state his case. As I understand, there is currently no contact between your husband and your daughter. Mr. Mackenzie, can you summarise your application?
Yes. Well, since our trial separation, which ended without resolution, I have been denied all access to our daughter.
You abandoned your family. You're a liar and a cheat, and I don't want to see you ever again.
Mrs. Mackenzie, please allow your husband to make a statement.
He's a shameless adulterer and a bully, and he deserves nothing.
OK, Mrs. Mackenzie, you were clearly very traumatised by your breakup, but your daughter has a right to see her father.
He's given up his rights. He's a liar and a cheat, and so he has no rights to my daughter.
I see your view, but until you find representation, you must make Alice available to her father every Saturday between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Why? She's my daughter.
Mrs. Mackenzie, your daughter has a right to see her father. Please tell me you will abide by this court order.
I disagree. She's my daughter, and I know what's best for her.
It is a court order, Mrs. Mackenzie. It is a penal offence not to cooperate.
Well, there's no way I'll do that. He'll have to collect from my parents at their house.
That's 40 miles away.
Mr. Mackenzie, it's the best we can do until Mrs. Mackenzie finds legal aid. Your separation is still very recent. Mrs. Mackenzie's highly emotional state will calm down once you establish some regular contact with Alice. You'll be due back here in 3 months, and in the meantime, I will appoint a childcare worker to come and assess you with your daughter.
How did yours go in there?
5 hours every 7 days. I haven't seen my daughter in 10 weeks. I don't understand why there's no punishment for this.
There is no answer to that, my friend. The courts won't punish her, they'll protect her. They believe that the child needs a primary carer, and sadly, that's not you.
This is not in my daughter's best interest. It's in my wife's selfish interests.
Everybody thinks what they're doing is in the child's best interest. The trouble is, there's nothing actually written in law which clarifies what that is. Listen, I run a father's group. Why don't you come along? There's plenty of others in your situation, and you might be able to get some free legal advice.
She simply wants to vilify me and cut me out. Her so-called highly emotional state dictates everything. What about my emotional state? I'm the one who hasn't seen my daughter in 10 weeks, not her.
He was cheating on me. He was seeing some woman from work for months, while I'm at home trying to raise our child.
Well, you always said he wasn't one to settle down easily.
Alice, you're not allowed round there, darling. Come away. Oh yeah, he was always contesting me and arguing and making things difficult for me. He's obviously desperate. He keeps coming around and harassing us. It's unbearable. I just have to keep calling the police.
He sounds like a very angry man.
I know. I can't stand it. You can't ruin our lives and then expect to have a relationship with us still. Alice doesn't need a pathetic idiot for a dad. He's cheating scum, and he doesn't deserve anything from me.
If I don't change my ways, I'm in all kinds of trouble when I get home. I'm constantly amazed by my own stubborn lack of self-control. To my father's house I have to walk this road. Though the streets are wild and ruthless, I will go to my father's house, my father's house I roam. I roam.
So what happened?
Well, I had been seeing Izzy fairly regularly for a few months, but it's not been particularly easy. I just don't really get enough time to feel comfortable with her, and every time I see her, it's like we're starting all over again. And then about 3 weeks ago, she just completely freaked out at handover. We were handing over at the swimming pool cafe, and she just completely refused to come to me. She went hysterical, wouldn't stop screaming, wouldn't let go of her mum. I haven't seen her again since then.
The exact same thing happened with my kids. You've got to remember they're rejecting the situation as a whole. It's not you personally, you know. I mean, it's just not fair on them either.
Children change all the time. It won't be a permanent thing. She might be being encouraged to be this way. If you're worried, I'd go down to school, speak to the head, find out whether they've got a child counsellor, just somebody there she can talk to about it.
You won't be able to collect as usual next week as we're going on holiday for 2 weeks.
Well, the court order says you can't do that unless you arrange alternative contact time.
We're going on holiday. You suggest a time. You're the one with all the demands.
For 2 years now, I've had no explanations why I've been cut out. But in this recent court appearance, my wife's now claiming it's because my son's got some medical problems and that she doesn't trust me with him. She has wanted me around him from the start. This is just some new story she's got for the court.
Well, how about Thursday 10 till 6?
No, you can't have her for longer than 5 hours at a time. It won't be good for her.
That's just not true. How about Thursday 10 till 3 and Sunday 1 till 6?
No.
Why not? What about this Wednesday and Friday? Both 10 till 3?
My advice to you is just to build up as many regular and frequent visits as you can, just to show there's a pattern of cooperation between you and your wife. And then when you go back to court, it's more than likely that you'll be granted overnight access then the next time.
Are you back? Can I see Alice?
Collect her at the normal time.
That's 5 days away.
Collect her at the normal time or don't.
Good to see you. Take a seat.
Thanks. I wasn't sure about this, but...
Yeah, sure. No pressure. What's your name?
It's Paul. I thought the courts would help, but clearly they don't.
Yeah, the courts don't judge who the uncooperative parent is, and even if they did, there's very little they could do about it. If you're in full-time work, it's unlikely that you'll get to be the primary carer.
Well, I'm doing shifts with the building contractors. So every 9 days, I have 4 days free to be a parent. The courts have initially given me 1 overnight and 1 daytime visit, but it's just not enough. And I'm being completely excluded in the rest of her life. I think I should apply for shared residency.
I don't think it really matters what you apply for, to be honest.
He's right. I applied for shared residency, and to be honest, it made matters worse. My wife, she reacted by moving up north with her new fella. I asked the courts to help, and you know, they couldn't do anything. So that was that, you know.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't know. I mean, I might move up there, but I've got to start again, get a new job, new house, that sort of stuff.
I'm sorry, but how am I supposed to pay for child support when I'm still paying the mortgage for the house that my wife lives in? That's ridiculous. I'm the one who needs financial support. My wife hasn't even got a job. I've been living on my mate's floor.
Is the case still ongoing then? It's been going on for years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it keeps dragging on. My wife, still doesn't want to cooperate. But what do you want me to do? There isn't any money left in my account.
Mate, you need a break. There's plenty of fathers out there that don't get to see their kids until the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I never lived with my dad when I was growing up. He's still my dad. I'm as close to him as anyone.
Fine. I'm sorry about that, my lovely. Right, I'm going to drop you off at your mum's now, okay? You can call me anytime you want. Can I have a hug? You don't understand, guys. I wouldn't be seeing Alice at all if it wasn't for this court order.
No, but what I don't get is, does she actually tell the court that you don't deserve to see your kid?
Initially, she did, yeah. But she's learned that she doesn't actually need to in court.
What happens when she breaks the court order?
Nothing. Literally nothing. She walks away thinking she's done nothing wrong. At the very least, there should be a conviction for someone refusing to cooperate.
They're not going to put mothers in jail, though, are they?
Well, why not?
Even if there's no punishment, the court should be identifying who's being uncooperative. But they don't even look at the evidence.
Collect as usual at 5 tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. Give me 2 secs, yeah?
Yeah.
The court order says collect at 11 tomorrow.
We agreed to collect at 5, like you did last week. Stop abusing your daughter by not cooperating.
I agreed to collect at 5 last week because you said I couldn't see her at all unless I collected at 5. So I agreed last week, but we didn't mention this week. The court order says 11.
We agreed 5. Collect at 5 and stop messing everyone around.
Well, I'll keep her here till 4 on Sunday to make up the time.
The court order says 10. If you keep her past 10, I'll make up the time by keeping her next Wednesday.
It's me who needs to make up time if you're forcing me to pick up at 5 tomorrow.
We already agreed 5 tomorrow.
This is your mother-in-law. Stop being such an abusive and selfish father. You have no right to treat my daughter this way. You cheated on her, abandoned your family, harass us all, and don't even pay your CSA money. You're empty. You do not love and cannot love my daughter or your daughter, so just leave us alone and stop changing the arrangements like the selfish brute that you are. We will always protect her from you. I've just recently applied for shared residency, and I thought you might have some advice for me.
Well, the law's changed recently and there's only one type of order now, a care arrangement order. But if you're looking for an equal share of her time, you will still need your wife's agreement, though.
The whole reason I went to court in the first place is because I can't get my wife to cooperate. It just feels like there's no point in even applying.
In my opinion, if you don't ask, you don't get. I think you should go to court. Even if you don't get the outcome that you want, at least you can say at the end of the day you've done everything that you could.
I received notification of your shared residency application. You bastard. I can't wait till you find out what I'm going to do.
If I don't change my ways, I'm in all kinds of trouble when I get home.